Happy Friday. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. I hope this finds you well. I want to do a quick Friday update with a call to action that Awake Illinois just posted today to the blog. This is sort of what we hope to be a final chapter in the fight for due process that many of us plaintiffs on the Thomas DeVore lawsuit and parents across the state have been fighting against government overreach. I think the pandemic policy failures are going to be in a lot of people's minds when they go to vote. Early voting is May 19th. The primaries in June, and then the general election is in November. And then school board races and municipals are spring of 2023. So this call to action it's kind of interesting because it's going to show at the blog, the Awake Illinois blog. Let me pull up the blog for you so you can kind of see what we're talking about here. But thanks to a mama bear, a group of mama bears actually, that have submitted FOIA requests. They've really uncovered so much of this government overreach. And so what I want to do is show you why we're asking that you should take action. So again, this is at the blog, but this FOIA discovery is fascinating. And some people may have already uncovered this, but it was I think it's pretty devastating. So this FOIA back in September of 2021 had a bunch of different parties copied on it. So the governor's office, Jeremy Duffy, Cynthia Flores, Gary Kaplan, they are all deputy general counsel for the governor. And then this Alican is counsel for IDPH, and then Thomas Verticchio is Tom Verticchio, you may remember from representing the Attorney General's office during the Thomas DeVore lawsuit in Sangamon County. He had some interesting comments during his arguments, Verticchio did, but this memo is pretty enlightening because September 15th, 2021, the legal officer for the State Board of Education, that's Duffy, was saying FYI to everyone based on this teacher union email that he received from Sylvia Rios with the Illinois Education Association, that Regional Superintendent 51 shared the attached memo it received from Sangamon County State's Attorney dated September 8th, 2021, with one of our Illinois Education Association staffers. The memo sets forth the opinion that a school or school district does not have authority to exclude a child from school based upon contact with COVID-19, absent an order from the state or local health department. So that's the general counsel for the teacher union. As we know, the teacher union was very integral in pushing a lot of this political garbage into the schools. And so this is the state's attorney out of Sangamon County, who, one second, got my phone ring. I got all kinds of things happening here. Who put out this memo. Okay, so this memo went to Regional Superintendent of Schools 51 and also the Sangamon County Department of Public Health. A memo talking about whether or not, under the administrative code, schools had unilateral authority, absent a public health order, to exclude children from school due to contacts related to communicable and infectious diseases, including COVID-19. And the answer, highlighted here in blue, no. The Control of Communicable Diseases, Code 77, does not grant a school unilateral authority, absent a public health order, to exclude children from school due to contacts related to COVID-19. This memo circulated. People knew about it. and look at what parents had to go through. Look at the kids that were kept out of school. Look at the kids that are continuing to be kept out of school because schools think that they have the right to be an enforcement arm of the healthcare department by saying your kid was in a breathing space of another student who may have had COVID-19 and your child has to stay home, blah, blah, blah. How many times have we heard this whole scenario, treating children like vectors of disease? So this call to action is really important. And it's going to ask that you email the Jcar members, the legislators on Jcar, half Democrats, half Republicans, before their meeting next week, demanding a full suspension of the following entry in the Illinois Register. And it's all listed here. We're watching Jcar. Our eyes are on them. They have every opportunity to stop continued government overreach. They do. They're an oversight committee, and this is an opportunity for them to take a stand of a return to normal for the kids. End this and end it now. So there are the emails right here. You can just copy and paste them. legal@awake.il is the final email to copy. We'd like to just have a record of how many emails are going to be sent. This is a template thanks to friend and parent liaison advocate, wicked smart, PhD parent in the Chicagoland area, Jessica Hockett. She's going to be doing a Substack article that has her full email that she sent to Jcar, and thanks to her for the template, it's been modified for you to copy and paste and send your own email. So it goes through here, the issue with the rules, and then also in red, an opportunity to insert your own story of how any of the unlawful quarantines affected your family, what impact it had on your child. So a bit of a personal testimony. And then at the end, put your name. This article here is really impactful. This is by the same mom, Jessica Hockett, printed today in Brownstone. Is it a crime to be exposed to COVID-19? And she puts out a really, really wonderful argument that this has to stop. Children need to be in school. And parents are the sleeping giants. We're going to take the state back and we're going to take education back. But this call to action is going to be pretty integral because, again, all eyes are on Jcar. And so this is going to make it hopefully easy for you to take that stand and to elevate your voices. So hopefully this is helpful. This is at the blog. So call to action, please do it. They're meeting Tuesday of next week. So do it today, do it tomorrow, over the weekend, and let's just flood them. We've got to just stop this. So stop this government overreach. I'm going to show you something else that we're working on. Let me share another screen here. Happy Friday. It's the weekend. So this is, it's so interesting. Awake Illinois launched initially focused on education and curriculum coming off of last year's school board cycle. And now everyone's talking about, curriculum concerns and what's happening in the classroom and where is the transparency. It's my child, my choice. So this was brought to my attention that in Congress, there is an act, My Child, My Choice Act of 2022. There are two Illinois legislators that have co-sponsored it. So Rep. Mike Bost out of Illinois 12 and Rep. Rodney Davis out of Illinois 13. These two legislators are putting forth what is essentially going to prohibit federal education funds from being provided to elementary schools that do not require teachers to obtain written parental consent prior to teaching lessons specifically related to gender identity, sexual orientation, transgender studies, and for other purposes. So I think this is just another tool that parents could, if it passes and becomes law, could have against what is, called by many to be indoctrination, sexual grooming, going beyond the bounds of academics first in our publicly funded schools. So Awake Illinois has reached out to those two legislators to see how we can get some more information on this and support it. At Awake Illinois blog from last night, I believe it is, there is there's another tool I'm going to show you here of resources you can share with your fellow parent groups, with your school boards, but The sleeping giants have awakened, and we're mom and dad, and let me show you where this is here. Parents challenge your school board about critical race theory. Yeah, this is another one. Some good articles. They're at the blog. You can take a look at them. Let me see here. Yeah, there are a few different ones, but you can take a look at the blog. They're there. Let me see if I can show this one. Critical race theory. Critical race theory, the first rule of critical race theory is to not admit that there's critical race theory. So it's there. It's Marxist. It's aiming for your children to be, nice little socialists who rely on government. They don't need their parents anymore. Government is the parent. Government is the God, and we will worship it. I mean, that's just the end goal. But it's rooted in neo-Marxism, and it's heavily pervading education. So there are some resources at the blog, some things that are helpful. A free guidebook for parents to know your child's rights. That's a good one. Let me see if I can show that one real quickly. Let me pull that up. To know what could be, for example, compelled speech. The Southeastern Legal Foundation put out this guidebook. There it is. I'll share it with you right now. All right, know your child's rights. Share. Hide. So this is a guidebook, and it's a PDF. You can open it up. It's going to show you, what is compelled speech, what is and isn't allowed in the classroom, where if your child is uncomfortable, if, for example, the teacher is segregating children by race, compelled speech, forcing children to have to talk about their sexual identities or their gender, that is compelled speech, and these are civil rights violations. So this is just another tool, and there are a couple other links down here that you should share with your parent groups, because some people don't really know, what is CRT? Where would I find that in the curriculum? Where are my child's liberties and civil rights perhaps being violated? So these are just some tools for parents to better understand, and for educators to better understand, where they may be traversing perhaps some illegal behaviors in the classroom. So these are all at the blog. Call to action. All eyes are on Jcar. Let's nip this in the bud. And, we've got a lot of things to keep us awake, right? So we're not going to fall asleep at the wheel. This is one of those ways to prevent government overreach, and Awake Illinois is hopefully going to be able to empower you to take a stand. I know it's Friday. It's a beautiful day. It's sunny. I don't know if you guys have plans to barbecue, be outside, maybe planting flowers, watering the flowers. It's hot, but our children need us to advocate for them. So take a look at the blog, follow the call to action, and hopefully next week we'll get some good news out of Jcar that they're going to help stop this government overreach. So happy Friday. Contact us with any questions.